Testing one, two, three. Hello, and welcome once again to another live stream of SYWK podcast. My name is Desmond, and in tonight's episode, we are going to talk about all the haunted places in India. And with me joining is another fellow podcaster. Her name is Nikita, and her podcast name is 3 a.m. Fear Podcast. So, welcome, Nikita.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, so we will start. We are expecting another guest. Her name is Swati Rao. Even she has another podcast called as Desi Horror Podcast. So meanwhile, we will start with an narration which I had basically narrated. You can say a year back. So there is a favorite author of mine. His name is Neil De Silva, and he is India's top paranormal writer, and he wrote a book called as the Haunted. Sorry, he wrote a book called The Haunted, and this is written by Neil De Silva with Jayalani. Everyone, if no one knows, Jayalani is basically a paranormal investigator, and he went to different places in India and he investigated the different places. And out of that, there is a place. It's called as the Three Kings Chapel, and this is basically in Goa. So when he visited that place, when he visited the chapel, he found something paranormal. So it is his personal experience, which was written in Niels De Silva's book, and then I narrated the episode. So I will be playing the episode for that. Meanwhile, I'll just read the chats. Anton, he said that looking forward to this. Hope you're doing well. Hi, Anton. I hope you are fine as well. Criminal Soul. Hello, sir. Please start fast, sir. We are waiting, sir. Criminal, we have already started. So, without wasting any time, we will start with the story. So, here we go. I hope you guys can hear it. This is the story of a young couple I met who had a terrifying experience while touring the chapel and then embarked on a journey to rid themselves of the problem they seem to have brought back home with them. It was a slightly chilly mid December night in Mumbai's suburbs of Bandra. I had just wound up a talk on paranormal experiences at a cafe coffee day outlet, bid the guest goodbye, and was relaxing with a cappuccino. I noticed a young couple staring at me from the table across. After a brief moment of hushed consultation with each other, they came up to my table with half smiles. The man spoke first.
Sir, my name is Vikas and this is Sunidhi. We are a couple. We live in Bandra.
All right, I said, smiling back at them. I sensed the man's confusion. He clearly wanted to say more, and I wanted him to take his time. I could see he was still trying to decide whether to tell me or not. Would you like to sit down? I asked. Sure, said the woman and immediately pulled up a chair. She sat down long before her companion did. Okay, so what do you want to talk about? I decided to be direct.
We are in a bit of a mess and maybe only you can help us out.
Sure, I said. Go on, I'm listening.
Something is happening in our house. There is no explanation for it. But it has to do with something paranormal. That's why we came to you.
Tell me about your experience, Sunidhi. I deliberately said her name to make her feel comfortable and safe. I'm always up for a good story. Only that this isn't a story, if you don't mind, she said quickly. This thing has made our life hell. Let's start then, I said.
So it is about this time we went to Goa last year.
And here's how their story rolled out. Almost a year ago, in December 2016, Vikas and Sunidhi were in Goa. Avoiding all the tourist traps of North Goa, they decided to put in the relatively quieter Madgaon in South Goa. Then they heard about the Three Kings Chapel in Kanchulam. A hotel guide told them intriguing things about the place. The chapel dates back to the 16th century. It is a beautiful Portuguese structure tucked away in one of the most forgotten parts of Goa. When the hotel guide described the serene and beautiful chapel and called it a must-visit attraction, the young couple were keen on a visit. The couple started from Madgaon on their motorbike, asking directions from locals since map apps did not show the shortest routes or even the correct routes in most cases. It was nearing evening when they reached the chapel. Standing in the proximity of the imposing structure, the couple felt elevated. Whatever they had heard about the place did not do justice to how beautiful it really was. The couple stood in awe for long, deeply moved, feeling a strong sense of reverence, soaking in the silence of the chapel. Vikas and Sunidhi did not realize how they passed 2 hours in this wondrous place. But as the sun began to set, a man materialized almost out of nowhere and began urging all visitors in a polite but firm voice to leave the place. The couple did not wish to leave the serene atmosphere so early in the evening though, and requested whether they could wait a little longer. But the man was quite adamant, insisting that the chapel needed to be locked and that the premises weren't safe as they might be visited by stray dogs. Heaving a sign of despair, the couple walked out, even as the man produced a large lock and shut the heavy arched doorway with an audible bang. Now Vikas and Sunidhi had gone up to their bike when the sun set completely. They stood for a few minutes in the silence of the night when Sunidhi suddenly proposed that they should go to the chapel again. "We have come from so far, let's spend some more time in there," she told her companion. Vikas was outraged by the suggestion at first, but eventually gave in. So back into the chapel they walked, this time more excited than before, but also making sure that nobody was watching them as they tried to find a way in. Sunidhi almost squealed aloud in delight when she found a window that hadn't been bolted from the inside. With a twinkle of mischief in her eyes, she clambered in first and then helped Vikas in as well. She led him to the last pew and they sat there, hand in hand as they had been earlier. The chapel looked different now. In just a matter of minutes, it had plugged into darkness and the only light was the blue-tinted moonlight filtering in through the windows. They walked around the place, talking, giggling, standing close to each other, taking in each and every minute detail. Little did they realize what they had gotten themselves into. It was around 11:30 p.m. when they began to feel slightly drowsy. And then, a particular incident occurred that they wouldn't forget for the rest of their lives. They were sitting at two ends of a pew, cross-legged, facing each other, talking in order to stay awake. Vikas was narrating a story from a college picnic that he had gone on long ago. When the air suddenly went cold, a distant smell suffused the air, the smell of something burning. Vikas froze mid-sentence and looked at Sunidhi with an expression of the greatest fear. "What is it?" she asked, the darkness not allowing her to see his expression clearly right away. But Vikas was dumbfounded. He raised a finger and pointed at her.
"Don't turn,"
he said in a feeble voice. Immediately, Sunidhi felt a shiver run down her spine. You're scaring me, Vikas, she whispered. Stop your prank.
Don't look back.
Why? What's there?
I see.
And he stopped talking abruptly. He could not voice it, at least not at that moment. But he did see it. Standing right behind Sunidhi was a tall hooded figure with arms folded, hovering over a foot in the air. He wanted to tell her to slowly get off the pew. This had been a bad idea, a very bad idea indeed. And even as Vikas kept looking, under its hood, the figure's lips curled into a creepy smile.
Sunidhi, we must.
He reached out to touch Sunidhi's arm and recalled instantly, withdrawing his hand in utter shock. Sunidhi's arm was stone cold. Then he looked at her face. There was an expression of fear written all over it that he hadn't seen before.
What is it, Sunidhi?
He managed this time. She raised her finger. Behind you, she said in a voice that seemed to come from the depths of her parched throat. There is someone standing. Vikas felt as if his heart had fallen into his stomach. Is it a dark, shadowy, tall figure with its arm folded? Sunidhi nodded perfunctorily. But I see the same figure behind you too. At once, both turned to look behind them, and they found themselves staring into a vacant darkness. The figures had vanished. The petrified couple sprang off the pew, not caring if they fell or hit something. They made a mad scramble to reach to the window they had come in through. Fortunately, the window was still open. Vikas let Sunidhi go out first, and as he tried to climb out, he saw her staring back into the chapel with the same Scotch look of fear in her eyes again.
What? What is it?
He asked, now safely outside with her. Let's just get out of here as soon as we can. They ran all the way to where the bike was parked, hopped on, and drove away as speedily as they could. It was about a mile later, when she had managed to catch her breath, that Sunidhi spoke. There was a third figure at the altar. Vikas, I saw it. He was large, larger than the one I saw behind you. And he was sitting cross-legged on the altar. But actually, he wasn't really sitting. He was floating in the air. And he was moving towards you. And we got out of Goa the next day itself, though we had planned to stay for a week. Sunidhi ended her tale.
But the story did not end there,
Said Vikas. What do you mean? He looked at Sunidhi once before continuing.
We believe that something came back with us that night, and it has been with us ever since.
I leaned forward. What is this something?
We don't know, but it's there in the house. When we are alone, we can hear it. Footsteps, someone banging on the door, and when we go to open it, nothing, just cold wind. Sometimes a foul stink in the bathroom, right in the middle of a fragrant bath.
This thing, whatever it is, has taken away the happiness of the house. We believe, Jai, that all of this is caused by the spirit or whatever it is. Sunidhi finished. Would you please come to our house and take a look? My interest was aroused, I admit. If there was even an ounce of truth in whatever these two were saying, I could probably learn something. All right, I will come and take a look. Well, to know what happens next, you will need to read the book Haunted. The book's link is in the description. Sorry guys, I can't narrate the full story, but I can tell you one thing for sure. It gets creepier and scary when Jay Alani goes to Vikas and Suniti's apartment, and the ending will really freak you out. So go buy the book, and if you would like to read more horror stories, check out Neil De Silva's books. He is one of the best in the Indian horror genre. Also, I have interviewed Neil De Silva and Jay Alani on my channel. All the links are in the description. Go check it out, and if you enjoy my work, please don't forget to support me by liking, sharing, and mainly subscribing to my channel. Thank you for listening, and see you in my next episode with the next part of the Goa horror series. Oh, that was an interesting book which I read, and out of that, this was my favorite chapter, Three Kings Church in Goa. So, Nikita, by any chance, did you get to read the book, or do you have any idea about Neil De Silva or Jay Alani?
Unfortunately, no, I haven't read that book, but I
Hmm.
did visit the chapel, and after visiting it, I found out that it was haunted.
Oh my
It was
God.
a few years back. Yeah, I went nicely, took photos over there, checked out the place, so beautiful scenery, and then came. And after coming home, I found out that it is haunted. That
That
was
is
one
correct.
scary experience.
Yeah, even me, being you know, a Goan raised in Goa and Mumbai, I have been to this chapel or the church couple of times. But then when actually I started my horror journey in terms of my podcasting XYZ, that's the time when I was researching, that's the time I actually came to know about this place. And it's quite creepy. And since the topic for tonight's live stream is also the haunted places in India, we will start with this Three Kings Church, and then we have a couple of more places as well. Do you have any idea about the history behind the Three Kings Church and why it was basically haunted?
No, actually, I don't, but I would
Okay,
like to.
so basically, as the name says, Three King. So everyone knows that the Portuguese government or the people who were ruling Goa for very long time, and during that time they brought Christianity in Goa, and because of that, you will able to see a lot of churches, small, areas where you will find all crosses and big churches as well. So Goa is also influenced by Christianity, and that was being introduced by the Portuguese people. So the story for the Three Kings Church is basically there were three kings, and all three of them were jealous of each other. Now, if you search on Google, there are different stories, different variations. But as far as I know, and what information I got from Google has, well, as some cousins are there in Goa, so I found out through them as well. So the story is very simple. They were jealous of each other, and one of the kings, he invited the other two kings for dinner, and then he decided that to poison their food and kill them, because I don't know what was the issue, but as far as I know, like maybe only one of the king wanted to rule, and the other also wanted, and they were just not supporting each other. So one of the king, he poisoned the two other kings with their food, and then later on the people came to know about this, and because of that shame, even the other king, even he committed suicide, or even he had the same poison. So there are different stories. One version is saying that even he had the poison and he died, and one version is there that he committed suicide. And apparently the three kings body was been buried there, and that's why they say that area is haunted. Now I can be wrong. I'm not sure if people who have just joined in, if you know any information about the Three Kings Church, please feel free to join in. The link is there in the description. You can come anytime. You can share about anything. It's not specifically about Three Kings Church. Anything, if you'd like to share your experiences, if you would like to share about any haunted places in India, then please feel free to join in and share. So yeah, Nikita, this was the basic story about the Three Kings Church. I can be wrong, because I always keep telling on my channel that not everything whatever you find on the internet is 100% true. We need to fact check, and this story goes way 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 back, you can say 1,000 years before. So obviously, when stories keep coming down to our generation, the versions keep changing. There might it something else only must have happened, or maybe the church is not haunted, it's just an attraction. Maybe someone must have said something, and it just got famous for the wrong reasons. But yeah, I have heard from my cousins that even when this was not very famous, the Three Kings Church, a lot of people have felt something, supernatural. That is why they don't allow anyone to stay in the church premises after the service is done, especially after the midnight services. So that's now we don't know why they don't allow, but that is creepy, and it is one of the haunted places in India. And a lot of people, a lot of investigators like Jay Alani, if you don't know about Jay Alani, he is also a paranormal investigator based in India, but his concept is different. He goes to different haunted places and he tries to break the myth. Like, like if you search on Google top haunted places, the first one will come is Bangad Fort, which is in
Yes.
Rajasthan. But according to him, it is not haunted. But then there is another paranormal team, which is Pooja Vijay and Sarbajit Mohante. They are also paranormal investigators. Even they go to different places. Of lately, they went to Three Kings Church as well. So according to them, in Bangad Fort, they found some presence. They could, feel, because Pooja Vijay, she's a psychic, so she can feel, she can, understand the vibe if she goes to different places, so she can feel. Jayalani is a person where he goes with instincts, like, whatever he feels, he goes through logic. He does not go through magic. That is what he keeps telling in his podcast as well. So even he has a podcast, Paranormal Reality. So yeah, that was the history and mystery of the Three Kings Church. Just give me a minute, I'll drink water. We are waiting for
So
Swati. Oh, where
yeah.
Swati is?
So for Three Kings, you're not supposed to go after sunset, or you're not supposed to go there at all, like when there is no mass.
See, during the day you can go, because it is also become like a tourist attraction. Like if you go to Goa, top things to do in Goa is like you can go to this church, because there are different churches as well. There is this old Goa church also in Goa, so this is also an attraction. But as far as I know, what my cousins have told me, that after sunset, if there is no service or there is no activity in the church, then you are not allowed to go there. Because even in the story what I narrated, when Vikas and Sunidhi, when they went, they had gone when there were people, where the priest also was there. But then the priest, and he told that it's better you all leave, because even he no one stays there basically. The priest and all, they don't have like a area where
There's
they stay
some
behind.
noise.
From
There's
my
some
side.
noise. Yeah.
Okay, 1 minute. Is it fine?
No, it's there.
Hello, 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 hello.
Wait, I'm gonna mute myself.
Is it fine?
Yes, now it's fine.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, I was telling about that thing, that as
Mm.
far as I know, the priests, they don't stay there. They just come for the services and then they go back.
When
So
I
that,
went, a shoot was going on.
yeah,
Family.
a lot of shoots also happen there. But it is crazy, the story is crazy. But I have seen a couple of videos on the internet where some paranormal investigators went there, and they have found something strange. But you know the crazy part about Jayalani, he has gone to a lot of places, okay, and he has debunked a lot of places like this is not haunted. Anyways, we are going to talk about the Bangad Fort because
Yeah.
recently only you also uploaded a episode, so we will be talking about that. So in his book, when he wrote it down with Neil De Silva, there are 10 stories, so 10 different places. Out of 10, 9 places he did not find anything, like nothing suspicious, no paranormal activities, no real incidents, no real stories, nothing. But out of that, only this, which was the Three Kings Church, he got an experience which was narrated by Vikas and Sunidhi to Jayalani. And that's when he went there, he actually witnessed something strange and scary.
Do you think these places are actually haunted, or do you think that it's just the story that's been, passed on?
To be honest, we can actually have a debate about it. I can say 50-50. Like, I do believe that this place can be haunted because of the story, the actual story of the Three Kings Church. But then, obviously, a lot of people put masala and they'll add some extra things to the story, and then it'll become more creepier. So I
Yeah.
feel it's haunted, but it's not that haunted like people say that, you cannot go in the middle of the night and all. See, eventually it's a church, it's a place of God. So, I don't feel that, anything can harm you in God's house. I don't think so.
That's there.
So we will go now to the next one, which is the Bhangad Fort. Give me a minute. Meanwhile, Nikita, for people who have just joined in, if you can just tell about your podcast, I will just do something in the back end.
So basically, my 3 a.m. Fear podcast talks mostly about supernatural events. I speak about exorcisms, haunted places, paranormal activities, and my most popular cases are the ones that are based on movies. I mean, movies take stories from real life, and I find it quite interesting to see what the movie has done differently from real life.
Yes,
So
and
now,
people who are new to Nikita and her channel, she's really amazing. And just before the live stream starting, I was discussing on how she extremely is doing well on Instagram. This couple of months before, her followers like were around 200, 300, and now 24K with 2 million views. So for that, you need, congratulations for
thank
that.
you,
Really, really, really amazing. It is something.
thank you,
Trust me, I'm
thank you.
doing this from 3 years now, and I'm still trying to figure out what to do next.
I've been doing this for over a year, so close
Yeah,
by. This is my second year, going
it's
into
good.
my third.
It's good. It's good, and it's good that we connected as well, so we can grow the community as well. I'm not sure where is Swati Rao. Normally she joins in, but I think so. She's in India, so maybe she's traveling or what. I'm not sure because she told me that she'll be joining in. But anyways, let's move ahead. So I believe that if you search on Google the top haunted places in India, the first thing which comes is the Bhangad Fort, which is based in Rajasthan. And Nikita will be telling us about this. To be honest, I have not done much research on Bhangad Fort. I know the story. I've seen couple of videos. I've heard couple of episodes, but I think so. Today itself, you released an episode, right, about Bhangad
Yes,
Fort?
yes, yes,
Yes. So we can start with you. And also, people who have just joined in, please don't forget to like the stream, because if you like, YouTube will push it to more people who enjoy the horror content. And also, if you'd like to follow Nikita, I have kept her Instagram link in my description. Go follow her. And over to you, Nikita, in regards to Bhangad Fort.
yes. So about Bhangad Fort, like as you said, there are different variations to this story also. So the one that I took is the most popular one. So basically, there was a tantric who wanted to marry the queen Rani Ratnavati, and he tried everything to marry her, and that included black magic. And when the Rani found out, she decided that okay, she's gonna take her revenge, and she wanted this tantric to be killed. And just before he died, he put a curse on this land
Okay.
that no one would ever be happy over here. And that's why they say that this fort is haunted, and they say that they can still hear screams, they can hear cries echoing through the corridors, they can see a woman. Many people have said that they can see a woman who's crying in distress, who's begging, and some have even said that they could hear these clinking of bangles coming in.
Hmm.
So that's one story that they say that the tantric did this before he died. While some other variations say that the tantric was banished from that land, and before leaving he put a curse. So I don't know which one of them is true. And Bhangar Fort is one place I would definitely want to visit.
Yes.
Rajasthan has always been on my bucket list, so many places. And the story is also quite interesting because it's one now, because it's the most, most haunted place in India, it's also the most debated about whether
Correct.
it's
Correct.
actually haunted. And if it's haunted, what is the real backstory and what happened to the people over there?
Hmm. If you go to see, Rajasthan itself is also in my bucket list in terms of it's not only Bangad Fort. There are different Kuldara villages also there. I think so in Rajasthan or Jaipur.
Yes. Kuldara is
So
the second most haunted place. I think
yes,
Rajasthan is like the whole bucket list of any supernatural fan.
it is. It is. It is one of the scariest place. But there is an interesting fact now out of Bangad Fort. The government of India has put a board where it says that you cannot visit the fort after sunset. But you can take this in two perspectives. The first perspective is okay, oh, it is really haunted. That is why after sunset.
The noise is coming again.
Okay, 1 minute.
Okay, it's gone.
Now can you hear me?
Yes, it's gone.
Yeah. So as I said, the government of India they have put like a board outside saying that you cannot visit after sunset. So you can take this in two perspective. One is like, okay, the government of India really does not want us to go inside because it is really haunted. But the interesting fact is it's not all the board is not only mentioned in that fort. In any historical monuments, you cannot visit after sunset, especially forts, because a lot of crimes also happen, and then you never know, the government of India might be doing something strange after. That also might be a conspiracy theory.
I know, I was thinking of the same thing because today I was talking about a list of haunted places in Rajasthan, and previously I did haunted places in Shimla, and before that, haunted places in Delhi. And
Hmm.
everywhere, after everything, I had to say, okay, according to ASI, you cannot enter this place after sunset. Don't leave this place after sunset or before sunrise. I was just thinking, and if you actually search on YouTube, you can see a lot of people who've been, jumping into the place. They literally
Yeah.
go at night, they do this dares, like, "Can I spend one night in this haunted place?"
Hmm. Yeah, and people have done that. Yeah, yeah. There are some YouTubers they have done, and out of that was Jay Alani also, because I keep following him because he went there. So now his version of the story is that he when he investigates, he does not take a team. This was initially when he had just started, so he himself went there. And the interesting part is he does not take a camera. Now it is very difficult to believe now whatever he says, because now whatever he narrated happened, but now there's no proof, because a lot of people they go with at least a camera, at least a phone. If you have witnessed something, at least you need to have some evidence to what you're saying. So initially when I started listening to him, He had shared his experience about Bangad Fort, where he said that he went in the day, he's seen the place. So his funda basically of investigating is that you should not go directly in the night to investigate. First, you need to go in the broad daylight to see the right, left, to see the place properly, scan the place properly, and then in the evening go. So he goes in the morning, he sees everything, then he comes back around 5 o'clock and he is waiting. Now around 6:37, there is a security guard. He tells everyone to leave. They lock the gate and they go. But now what he does is he hides somewhere because the fort is big. He hides somewhere and he is waiting for everyone to go. Now everyone is gone. Now, since he scanned the whole place, he started to just walk in that area and he is just trying to find out if there is any suspicious activity. He had his K2 meter, he had all the equipments, whatever the paranormal investigators have. He could not find any reading. So apparently, if I'm not sure how the K2 meter works, but if it is somewhere cold or something, the temperature drops, then you get the reading or something. So he did not find anything. Then he sat down and then he lit a cigarette and he was smoking a cigarette and he decided that he will spend the night. Suddenly, after, you can say, few seconds, he's seen somewhere on the other side of the fort like a fire lit, like someone was there sitting. Because the fort was completely dark, there was no lights, no street lights, nothing, and then he's seen a fire with like a light. So then he decides to go towards that. Now he's walking towards that place, and then he can hear prayers, someone is chanting prayers and bells noises and this and that and all, and he's going towards that. Now he finds that something is suspicious, so he tries to hide and tries to go to that place. So somehow he hid behind the walls and he goes to that place. And the interesting part is, you won't believe what he's seen. So basically there was like a pandit or like a baba. He had worn, the agoris. I'm not sure the attire what they have. He's
Yes.
sitting. He's sitting in the middle, the agori. He has lit the fire with the wood sticks and all, and he is chanting prayers on another man, and that man is half naked, and that man is tied from up to down with rope, and he's chanting prayers, and I'm not sure what he's doing. Maybe he's doing some magic, black magic, or he's removing a curse, or he's putting a curse on that. No one knows. And he's trying to see. Now he's trying to figure out what is happening in that process. That agori notices Jayalani, and now Jayalani is scared because he does not want anything to happen to him, because he has not informed anyone, that he's come. He has not informed his parents also. So somehow, with all his energy, he ran from that fort. He jumped some wall XYZ. I don't know how he got out. He kept running and running and running till he did not find a small tea shop which was, open that time. And then he sat there, and then he became calm, and then he tried to ask everyone in the area that what is this story about, and he told that this is what experience he had. People were not ready to believe. They still believe, the locals believe that it is haunted, but according to him, he did not find anything supernatural, he did not find anything suspicious even on his K2 meter. But he found that this agoris, this babas, this pandits, they were doing something which was against a normal human ritual, because he felt he was doing something different. So that was something crazy. Anyways, we will
That is
continue.
the haunting? You think
Sorry,
that is the whole you think that is the haunting?
I feel
People are
so.
chanting, somebody may have heard and then thought that the fort is haunted.
I feel so, or maybe it might be his imagination, because sometime when you are alone for so long, you start imagining things as well. I'll just get Swati in. Swati, I'm getting you in three, two, and one.
Hello, Desmond. Hi, Nikita. Hi, everybody.
Hi, how are
Hello,
you?
hello, hello, hello.
I don't
Yes,
want.
Swati, welcome.
Thank you. I don't want to interrupt your story. I was listening to it.
Yes. So yeah, I was talking about the Bangad Fort. Apparently, on Google Baba says that it is one of the scariest places in India. But then
Mm-hmm.
everyone has different versions of it. I was just narrating about Jay Alani's experience. So he did not find anything supernatural or paranormal, but he did experience something where a pandit or an Agori Baba was doing some rituals on a half naked man.
I know about this. I have heard
You
it on a YouTube channel.
you heard it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But the other thing is, the other paranormal investigators, which is Pooja Vijay and Sarbajit Monte, when they went, they actually found readings in the sense, with the Ketu meter and with Pooja's psychic ability, they could actually feel some presence of people there, and not one person. It's like there are multiple spirits or souls which were existing there. So that is creepy, and but you never know which story is true, which story is not true, but it all depends on how you experience it. So yeah, that's
Right,
the
right.
overall thing.
Have
Nishit.
you all also given the history and everything? Have you provided? I mean, did you talk about that?
Yeah, we have, but if you have any more information, you can. Nikita also released today only an episode in detail about Bangat Fort.
Oh,
Nikita,
okay, okay.
do you have any more in depth information about the haunted place, Bangat?
Unfortunately, no in-depth information because the same thing, that's what I said. I'm not sure how true it is because the same thing has been repeated everywhere, which with slight differences. But otherwise, it's the same story.
Hmm.
And there are a lot of people who say that they have seen, they have felt something, and then there are a lot of people who say that no, there is nothing over here. So it's very difficult to know what's true and what's not true unless
Actually,
we go there and check it out for ourselves.
I think so. We all three should go there. Anyways, Swati is in India only, right?
Yep, yep.
Kalas, we
Yeah,
should
we'll
go
do a
there.
live from Bangad Fort.
Yeah, I think so. Next Tuesday, live from Bangad Fort.
Mm-hmm.
Every
I
week, we
have
should
no
select
problem.
a place. I'll do my live from here only. You all both go there, sit there, and you'll join from there.
No, no, why should we have all the fun? You also come here.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
Baba, when I sleep also in the night, I put all my lights on. So just imagine. And just 2 days before I was, not 2 days, no, 3 days before I was admitted in the hospital because I was not well, and I could not get sleep because of my pain, and secondly because I've heard so many of haunted hospitals and the stories and all. I was just not getting sleep. So it is next to impossible that I'll come to Bangad Fort. I'll stand outside. That is okay, like
Yeah,
near the
so that
gate.
we do all the dangerous stuff, and you're going to take all the
Mhm.
credit.
Then what?
I think he will direct us from, online, from YouTube Live. He'll direct us. Okay,
Yeah,
you
you
can go
go this
left, you
way.
can go right. I think I can see something here.
So the story behind Bangad Fort is that the magician was there and then he fell in love with one of the princes, right? Is this about Bangad Fort or this is about something
Yes,
else?
yes. No, no, this only. The Tantric fell in love with Ratnavati, Rani Ratnavati.
And okay.
Actually, there are so many, one thing I noticed is okay, so this is my third state in India that I'm doing.
Hmm.
Almost all the stories are same. So you have the haunted highway where
Hmm.
the woman in the white sari is seen. Then you have the a common man falling in love with a princess. You have kings who have been hiding some things in their palaces, and then those hauntings are happening. So it's kind of the same story in different places.
But this white sari lady, she's there everywhere. That's the interesting part. She's not only in one city; she's there everywhere, and the story has become
I
very
have
common.
wait, I have a feeling that this whole white sari, not about feeling, I'm 100% sure that this white sari lady came from Bollywood.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
that song
people
is
would
you
not.
know Gum Naam Hai Koi. It's a very
Uh-huh.
old Bollywood movie where the ladies walking with
Wait,
the
I need to
candle.
check. First, that day I was checking something. What was the first horror movie? Mahal. Mahal was the first Bollywood horror movie released in 1949.
Oh, I didn't know that. This was by this Ramsey brothers, I guess, because they only used to make all these movies
Yeah,
back then. Who is this
there is
P
a
now?
lady.
P. P for what? Hi, how are you doing? Saw your post that you were in the hospital. Yes, I'm fine now. That is why I'm doing the live stream. If I would be in pain, then I would have not opened my YouTube. Yes, thank you, P, for asking that. I am fine now. Nishit also came. Nishit. Anyways, guys, if you want to share anything, if you would like to join the discussion, please feel free to click the link in the description and join in. And if you're new to the channel, please don't forget to like. Also, we have Nikita. She has her own podcast, 3 a.m. Fear podcast. And we have Swati as well, Desi Horror podcast. Both the links are there in my description. So, yes, we will continue with the haunted places. We started with Three Kings Church. Now we were talking about Bangat Fort. And Swati, do you have anything about Bangat Fort, or we should go to the next?
No, not anything in particular. I think you guys covered it. That's why I asked you about the history, um, which Nikita has already mentioned. So nothing extra as such. The only thing that I can add to this is that did you also cover the fact that the Bangar fort is banned for foreigners?
Foreigners? I thought Indians and dogs were not allowed.
Foreigners or after sunset?
Yeah, because you need a special permit to gain entry for this.
For foreigners, like even in a day, during daytime as well.
Okay. I don't know about whether it's daytime or nighttime, but for Bangar Fort in particular, they need to obtain a special permit to gain entry into the premises. It's also, I mean, it's not only the Bangar Fort story, but also the fact that among the tourists getting lost in the region, there's a large number of foreigners, which angered the government officials owing to their disregard for rules and caused them to take this strict step.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, maybe because of people getting lost.
I mean, it is the most haunted place in India. Everyone would want to see. And in
Yeah,
this era of
exactly.
social
That's
media, everyone wants to vlog about everything.
why. That's why, yes.
That is there. Romit is saying hello, Desmond sir. Why are you calling me sir? Hello, Nikita. Sorry, did not get notification. Who is this calling me sir? No problem, Romit. Muskan, hello, Muskan. Hello, everyone. Please don't forget to like the stream. So yeah, we are done with Bhangat Fort. Do we have anything next? Because I have, since we are in Rajasthan only, there is the other place called as Kuldara village.
I have one for you
Hmm.
before we can mix Rajasthan and Delhi. So when I did Delhi, I spoke about Agrasen ki Bauli.
Okay.
You know that?
No, I've never heard
So
this.
you know this step well. There is this whole, there are steps that go down to a source of water.
Hmm.
I think you might have seen in a lot of movies.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
Agrasen ki Bauli, I think, was seen in the movie PK, where you have Amir Khan sitting on the steps.
Okay. This is in Delhi. Okay, 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 okay. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
in Delhi. So when I was researching for here Rajasthan, I found that Rajasthan also has its own Bauli, which is called Chand Bauri. Same. And this Bauri was in the films Bhumi, The Fall, Bhool Bhulaiya, and Paheli.
Oh.
So yes,
So this
I
is
was just like,
so
where
apparently
Akshay
this is
Kumar
haunted.
was there. Yes, this haunted place. The haunted one in Delhi was used in the movie PK, and the haunted one in Rajasthan was used in Bhul Bhulaiya, Paheli, Bhumi.
On
The
Google,
fo-
it says that one story says that the black water of the Bauli has some hypnotic magic which attracts the people and they jump into it. Oh my
Yes,
god.
I spoke about that. It does, but now there is no water. It has all dried up. So
My
now
god.
people can only hear echoes, it seems, in there. But
Shit.
I do want
Every
to see it. Like the place is so beautiful. Imagine if if filming has been done there, then
So
shouldn't be supposed to be.
this place, is it like a fort kind of structure, like it's an old structure which was made during British time? Because
It's
what
not about
images?
British time. See, for the Chand Bauri, so what people are saying about the Rajasthan one is that it just magically appeared one day. They have no idea how it happened. Some say that the king at that time did it, while a majority of the people are saying that it is haunted because it just suddenly appeared. And they think that there is some jinn behind this whole thing, and no one saw this construction happening. This is Agrasen Ki Bauli.
Okay. This is in Delhi, right? You are talking
Yeah,
about
this
the
is in Delhi.
Jaipur one.
Yeah, I was talking about that one. This one was used in PK, I guess. Yeah.
Mm.
So-
It looks creepy.
Yes. It is beautiful. I want to see that.
Also, it says that every time a person commits suicide like this, the water level goes up. As per the record in 2007, last suicide attempt was made. This is something creepy, huh? This place. I've never
Yeah.
heard about this. What about Swati? Did you hear about it?
Not really. I have never heard of this.
Quite interesting. Let me just read the chats. Priyanka. Hey Priyanka. Priyanka was, my first host, a co-host in my first ever episode. Priyanka, feel free to join in. Please feel free to join in. Hey guys, interesting story. Jasmine, Romit, Dada. Oh my god. Now from sir he's calling me Dada. Oh god. Scary. Romit, why don't you join in and share your experiences? It's much better than sending chats, sending messages. Please feel free to join in and share your stories. We will move ahead. So, Nikita, you have anything about this place, or should we move with the next haunted place?
No, go ahead with the next. This only I
Swati,
wanted to say.
Swati, you have your haunted place? Because I have one which is Kuldara, because since we are just in Rajasthan, because
I
Kuldara
do.
also
Kuldara,
you
I know Kuldara,
you
the
know,
deserted place.
but the confusing part is Kuldara and Bhangat story is kind of similar, because in Kuldara also I heard that there was a magician who fell in love with some prince or something, princess, and then after that he cursed the whole village, and in one night everything just got banished. Is this the story which you guys also know, or you all have a different version?
And they're talking about
Kuldara or
Kuldara.
Bhangat?
Kuldara.
Yeah,
No. Kuldara's story is slightly different.
yeah, I was
So
about
in Kuldara, they had the Paliwal Brahmins, and one person in the state minister apparently wanted to marry the village head's daughter. And they didn't want to have that. They got angry and they all vacated that place. And since then, it's been deserted.
But it got, like, the village got vanished in one night or something.
They packed up and they left.
So they
Not
packed up
completely
and they
packed up.
left.
Yeah, they just left. They said this is not going to happen and they just left. So it's not like someone vanished them or cursed them. But
Hmm.
it said that in some places, you can see that they did say that they cursed the state minister.
Oh.
State, when I
Well,
say minister, I don't mean the ministers that we have now. I'm talking about before. And Kuldara is also closed after sunset.
yeah, apparently that is also closed after sunset.
ASI, our
I was
Archaeological Survey of India.
Yeah, now
That's
only the
closing
ruins
down.
are left, no, of that place. Now nothing
Yes.
major is there. There is an interesting story about Kuldara. So there were a couple of boys, I think so, where they were tourists. Okay, they had come from, I think so, they had come from the south side, and they were exploring different places. So then they, one day they reached to Kuldara, and they wanted to explore, and they were such kind of people who are just joking around, and they were not taking things serious. So they left from that place around 5 6 in the evening, and near the village, like when you just exit the village, there was an old man, I guess. It's a very old story, someone told me long back, I can't recollect, but whatever I have the information, I'll tell you. There was an old man. Okay, he was minding his own business, but this guy, they were on the bike, and then they try to cut him, and try to do some fun musti and all with him. And that guy started screaming, and started saying, no, what is this, why you all are doing this, just go home, you all are kids, and you all should not stay here, this, that, and all. And after that, they left, they went to drink. Okay, and then they were going back to their hotel. Now when they were going back to the hotel, after every 5 to 10 minutes, they could see that same old man. First, they said, "Are wo dekho wo buddha udhar dekha tha sham ko." Then again they're saying, "Are this is the same guy." So every like maybe 5 minutes, you could see that guy, that old man walking on the road. So nothing else happened after that. They went to the hotel, and then they passed out, and then they went back to their hometown. But they felt that maybe that person was not a human, or I don't know what it was, but it was a creepy experience, because when that guy was narrating the story, he was actually shivering, because that was a very scary experience for them. So it's nothing scary, but yeah, this was something which happened, but I cannot connect it to Kuldara village, but it happened in Rajasthan, and it happened when they visited this specific village. So yeah, maybe. Let me read the chat. P saying, Desmond, did anyone ever mention that you and KL Rahul look kind of similar? We are what? Maybe, I don't know. A lot of people told me that also. Yeah, maybe. But it's okay. We lost the World Cup, so that is another horror thing. So what's next? What is next? Swati, you have any haunted places in India, if you would like to share?
So mine is actually in the northeast. One second. Just
This
yeah.
Romit, 1 minute, 1 minute. Romit is saying, Dada, I'm from Tripura. It's a small state in northeast, and there are
Oh,
some
nice.
spooky horror places here. Romit, आ जाओ, join करो, and please narrate your story. Please, we want to hear some stories, especially from northeast. So please join in if you can. The link is there in the description. Just click the link and you'll join the studio. Okay? Yes, Swati.
Yeah, so mine is actually in the northeast. It's called Mayong. Mayong is in Assam. It's actually a village, and Mayong is actually the land of black magic in India.
Yeah, I heard about this. It
Yeah,
was originated, I think so, from there.
correct. So they claim that there's, of course, no proof as such, but they
Hmm.
claim that black magic originated from this Mayong village.
And is there any history behind that? Do you have any information? What is the name? Can you tell me again?
Mayong, Mayong, Mayong.
Myong. Okay.
Yeah, so I will. Shall I continue or someone else
Yes,
wants
yes,
to?
yes, 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 yes. Continue, continue. I was just typing that.
Sure. Okay. One second. Yeah. So there has been a history here of old folk narrating tales of haunted events, that is, people disappearing, men taking up other life forms, and which is why the practice of black magic and supernatural activities began here, is what the village folk claim. To worship goddess Shakti, human sacrifices were done. These were called Narbali. Mayong also finds itself featured in the Mahabharata, which states that Chief Gatotkacha received powers from this village. So, just to give you an explanation, um, in the Mahabharata, there is a character called Gatotkacha, and they claim that this particular character, Gatotkacha, uh, has supernatural powers, which is achieved through black magic, which originated from this village.
Hmm.
And then coming to another myth, I mean, all of these are rumors. We don't know if it's true, but these are what the townspeople claim. One of the most peculiar disappearance that are spoken about even today is that of the army of Muhammad Shah in the 1330s. Made of 1 lakh soldiers, this entire group vanished in the forest with not a single body being found. In in Alamgir Nama, a chronicle of Aurangzeb's rule, court historian Mirza Muhammad Kazim states that when the Ahom kingdom was to be defeated in Assam, the leader Ram Singh was more scared of the black magic of Mayong than the Ahom army. So basically, what happened here is that when there was a war going to happen and they were going to be attacked, and this one and in that during that time, 1 lakh soldiers vanished without their bodies being found, all thanks to the black magic of Mayong. So, in other words, whenever Mayong was going to come under attack, armies wouldn't attack them because they were scared that black magic would be used against them.
Hmm.
And so, some of the characters that exist in Mayong village are palm readers and fortune tellers. Palm readers and fortune tellers, along with other kind of witch doctors. So these people, all of these people in these different professions, palm, fortune, black, I mean, medicine, etc., they are known as bays or oja. That's their term,
Hmm.
bays or oja. They apparently are assisted by ghosts, and they use copper plates pressed against injuries and wounds to take away the pain. Unnatural movements of inanimate objects are considered signs of a larger message, whether that be communication from a being or confirmation of a thought. So, how they
Hmm.
practice it is by using copper plates, as mentioned, and they, of course, chant certain things, put the copper plate on the person, and then the person is healed from whatever ailment they have, or maybe they're trying to wish for something, and they hope that it'll come true by doing all of this. While the people who practice black magic may be fading from this village now in 2023, the belief in Mayong still remains strong. Tourism to Mayong has also increased as an increasing number of people take an interest in spooky crafts. Mayong is also home to a museum, the Mayong Central Museum and Emporium, that displays weapons, tools, scripts, and more. So if you could just if you could put this on your screen, a picture
Hmm.
of the Mayon Museum, you can actually see how cool it is. For many people, it might not be cool; it might just be creepy. But for me, it's actually very cool. They have some very cool stuff. You'll see a lot of skulls, of course, but you also see some other interesting objects. Desmond, is it possible to just put up
Yes,
a
yes, yes. Yeah, I'm just searching that right now.
one building?
I was also reading about this. Okay, Mayong. So I think so. Even you told us that they do this magic for some illness. If someone is sick and all, there is no doctors and all. These are the people who do it.
Correct, correct, yeah.
So, do you feel that they might be utilizing whatever this black magic or whatever they do? They might be utilizing this in a positive way.
So whatever I've read about this village, so I actually did a podcast episode on Mayong. It's there on my podcast.
Hmm.
So whatever I have read during that time when I had to do research for my podcast is that um, there is both good and bad aspects to this. The good being that there are some people who have been healed, like some people who have ailments have been healed, and that people come to this village with a sense of hope, like, okay, I'm going to find out my future, or I have a certain problem and I can be cured, that kind of thing. But coming to
Hmm.
the cons are that these people are not doctors, so they cannot really be practicing on diseased patients or patients that need actual medical help. So that should never be encouraged. Unfortunately, in this village, that is the case. And the second thing being, a lot of it could be fake, because, of course, things like fortune tellers and palm readers, they are not very reliable because nobody can honestly predict your future. But these people will give you the sense that, oh, this is going to happen to you, or you are going to become rich, or you will marry this person, which also, again, it just gives you this fake sense of reality. So those are
Hmm.
the cons.
Oh, quite
Yeah, so there is black
interesting.
and white. It's not all black or all white.
Just give me a minute. Alex had joined in. Alex, if you're there, you can join in back. Sorry, I did not see. I was on another screen. Yeah. And talking about the museum, yeah, this is quite creepy. Heard about this, but I never researched about the museum. I did not know that there's a museum. So, what are the these things in the museum? Is it like people had used this, or this is just made
Yeah,
up
yeah.
things?
No, so some items in the museum are what they've used on people. What black magic to practice black magic, you need certain objects, right? And these guys have
Hmm.
been practicing black magic for ages, so they've
Hmm.
preserved those items. And then some of the items
Oh,
in the museum are what they believe is supposed to also be cursed is over there. But most of the items are what you use in the practice.
quite creepy. I'm
And to
getting
give, huh?
1 minute, Swati. I'm getting
Yeah.
Alex in three, two, and one. Yeah. Continue, Swati. Yeah.
Yeah, to give everyone an idea where Mayong exists exactly, so that someday maybe you want to go there. It's in Assam in India, of course. And it's around 40 kilometers from Guwahati, so you can fly to Guwahati and then take a taxi to Mayong, since 40 kilometers is not that far. And coming to the origin of the name Mayong, so it may be based on several sources, including the Sanskrit word Maya, which means illusion. The Dimasa word, which is the northeastern word for elephant, is Mayong, or from Ma for Mother Shakti. Some believe that Manipuris from the Morong clan used to inhabit this area before. Hence, the name Moirang became Mayhong with time. So, after all of this kept evolving and evolving, it came to be known as Mayong, where you have Sanskrit word Maya, which is illusion, which makes sense. It's a black magic village. And then you also have Ma from Mother Shakti, which is again black magic is connected to strength. It also has the history, which is like I mentioned, the Manipuris from a specific clan used to live in this area, so that also comes into the name. So it's a very appropriate name for this village.
Hmm.
And
Quite
coming to,
creepy.
sorry.
Quite creepy, I'm saying.
Yeah. And what I mentioned earlier, the character from the Mahabharat, Gatotkacha, who has these supernatural powers. So to
Hmm.
give you a little more elaboration on this character and how it's connected to that village, Chief Gatotkacha of Kachari Kingdom took part in the great battle of Mahabharat with his magical powers. It is said that in Mayong, the saints of black magic and the witches take shelter in Mayong forest till now. According to a recently published article on Mayong, the land of magic and witchcraft, tales of men disappearing into thin air, people being converted into animals, or beasts being magically tamed have all been associated with Mayong. Sorcery and magic were traditionally practiced and passed down over generations. And that is why they also link Mayong with Chief Gatotkacha from Mahabharata. According to
Hmm.
history, Narabali or human sacrifices, Narabali is another term for human sacrifices, were carried out in connection with the worship of Mother Shakti till the early modern period. Excavators have recently dug up swords and other sharp weapons that resemble tools used for human sacrifice in other parts of the country. The swords resemble ones used for human sacrifice in other parts of India, suggesting that the human sacrifice may have occurred in the Ahom era in Mayong village. So, as you can see, there's a huge, I mean, there's a very prominent link in history connected to the Mayong village. Considering that excavators or archaeologists, they
Hmm.
themselves have found proof of weapons and tools that were used in human sacrifice, it shows that this particular village has always been practicing this since generations.
And to date, they might be practicing, right?
And to date, yes, you can visit. I actually did want to visit Mayong when I went to Northeast, but I did not go to Assam. I went directly to Meghalaya, so I didn't get the time. But next time, definitely, I will take a taxi from Guwahati.
Quite interesting. I feel this is. But you are saying that this was the origin, right, of black magic?
They claim it to be, yes.
Because another interesting fact is the country where I am living right now, as per the Middle East, they say that this is the origin of where the black magic started, especially in the Middle East.
Hmm, 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 hmm.
And for sure, the country will not preserve all this, like this museum, what is there. They will
Hmm.
not make it public, but for sure, there might be something. But yeah, the interesting fact about India is that you go to each and every city,
Yeah, yeah.
each and every village, and you will find so much of stories, so much of myths, urban legends that you don't need to go anywhere else. For us,
Yes,
content is India, to be honest. So many things are there.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. And also,
Right.
when you visit Mayong, so this is
Hmm.
the current day info that I have, which I was doing for during my podcast episode research. You'll also
Hmm.
see voodoo dolls. Voodoo dolls are something which has been popularized through movies and media, which you must have seen in Western movies, especially. But you
Hmm.
don't have to go that far. Mayong has their own voodoo dolls, which are Indian. They have like these proper voodoo dolls that these black magicians use, where people go and actually tell them that I want to harm the certain person for whatever reason, like they did something to me, I don't like them, this that, and they actually have those voodoo dolls where they try to harm the person, poking holes into it, sorry, needles into it. So they have that as well.
Hmm.
And voodoo dolls are there in the Mayong Museum.
But I wonder why, like, why is this black magic and what will they get doing that? I know that they want to harm people, but just a very sad thing to know about such kind of people who actually want to harm so many people. Strange and confusing. Alex has joined
Greed.
in. Alex, yeah, greed is also there. Jealousy. I
Hmm.
feel 99% of black magic is all about jealousy. That is strange. Alex is acting like Hani today since he's in Germany. Alex, can you hear us? Can you hear me? Both of you, Nikita and Swati?
Yeah, yeah, clear.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Maybe Alex met Hani Pasha and
Hey, Desmond, can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you.
Abhi, 1 minute. Let me try this headset. 1 minute.
No worries. So yeah,
Is
Mayong.
it better now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
1 minute. Just give me a minute.
No.
Is it better now?
Yeah, it's better.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All clear? Okay. I just wanted to ask you one thing. So you say black magic originated in Middle East, and let me turn the camera on. Just give me a minute.
Whoa,
Can you see me?
finally, Alex, finally.
Yeah. So my question to you is, when you say black magic originated in Middle East, do you have any proof, or they just say?
They do have, I don't specifically have a proof, but they do have proof. So basically there is a city called as Bala, okay?
Hmm.
If you search, and there are many articles as well. Plus, there was, I think so, from UK or from USA. the
Hmm.
the media had covered this Bala city. So there is a fort,
Oh.
okay,
Hmm.
and basically in the fort premises there is a tree. There's a lot of
Hmm.
disturbance from somewhere now. Is Alex
There's yeah, yeah,
your
yeah.
YouTube is
I'll
on?
go on mute. No, no, not YouTube. The guy next door is talking in Telugu. 1 minute, I'll go on mute.
Okay. So there is a tree in the fort premises where they say, apparently they say that if you touch that tree, it has been cursed to an extreme level that something bad will happen to you in your life. So now the tree still exists, but they have covered that tree with bricks to 12 feet, 14 feet, so no one can touch that tree. They don't want to cut that tree as well. This is one evidence, and the second evidence is that there is an article and there is a video also which I seen. In that also they say that back in the time when actually people was more open about black magic, they used to draw a line, okay, when they're doing a black magic, and if you cross the line, whatever you wish or whatever you want to do bad to another person, you cross the line and it will happen. That was like a ritual or something. So there are proof, there are evidence, but the thing is, the country is, uh, I don't know how to say, but they will not do any bad publicity. To be honest, if
Desmond, there
there
is
is
some static. Can you hear? There's some background noise or some static.
now you can hear me.
Yeah, now it's better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So they say that. So basically, the country, they don't want to do bad publicity for the nation or for the country. So the king is there who's ruling, so he never does anything bad. And even if there is any accident, also, even there is murders also happening, nothing comes in the news. So good part is that the country where I'm living, the crime rate is zero. But it's not that there is no crime. Crime happens, but it's just not out in the media. But the people who are living in the country, they know a lot of stories, and they know stories from the locals as well. And if you visit the fort, there is this eerie feeling what you get, and this is not like if a person does not know also about the history of the fort, and if the person visits the fort, you get a very eerie feeling. So yeah, people know about this country being the origin of black magic in the Middle East, at least, but with not lot of evidence out in public. But yeah, people do have it. Hani is there. Alex, if you're still there, Hani is saying, "Hi, Alex, I want to meet you."
Yeah.
And he's saying, Bala is funny.
Yeah. I mean, I want to meet Hani, but you can meet God, but it's difficult to meet Hani.
Yeah, it's very
Sometimes I feel that
difficult.
Hani is a girl and she's interested in you. Desmond.
No, no, no. She or he is interested in you. You're in Germany now. I'm very far. Be it will be
You never know.
long time. Yeah. So what are the haunted places you know? Do you have any more places? Because we spoke about Three Kings Temple, we spoke about Bangad Fort, we spoke about what we spoke about Kuldara village, then this
Kulgara as well.
Mayong's village as well. Anything else? Anyone? Nikita, Swati, Alex, anyone? Muskan is saying Bala city has been recognized by UNESCO. Yeah, it is haunted. Bala.
I mean, ask Muskan to join as well.
Yeah, Muskan, if you are available, please feel free to join in and share any more information. Muskan is busy chatting with Hani. Muskan is saying hi, Hani. Hani is saying hi, Hani. Hani is already drunk right now.
Hani is already on cloud 9.
Yeah, he's different. Anyways, let's move ahead. What are the other haunted places you guys know? Swati, Nikita, everyone is quiet. Are you all staying in a
Shimla's
haunted place?
Shimla's Chalwell mansion.
No, I've never heard. Have you done any research or something about that? Or you have made an episode on that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I did it in Haunted Shimla. So basically, there is this mansion that it's said to be haunted, but people don't know by whom it is haunted. So the
Oh.
person who went to stay there, that person started experiencing all these kinds of, that person could hear some voices, the normal doors banging, can hear some sounds, and apparently there is a room in that mansion which has the highest amount of paranormal activity.
Hmm.
So yeah, so that's what happened.
So,
But
yeah.
once again, can't
Hmm.
prove.
Actually, you can't prove anything till you don't experience, yourself. You're not able to prove anything. But then there is another place. Since you all are taking time, I have a place. See, even Goa, like Rajasthan, even Goa has a lot of haunted places, but it's just not famous. People who are from Goa, they will know. And then there is a very famous place in Goa called as the Demelos Villa,
Desmond, I want to
which
interrupt you here. See,
yeah, yeah,
I've roamed around multiple countries here in Europe, but nothing comes closer to Goa. Goa is very beautiful. And I'm not saying just for the heck of saying. I have
hmm,
been to Goa. I've been to multiple cities in Germany.
hmm.
Hands down, Goa is super beautiful. Super beautiful. So please be careful when you say Goa is haunted. I'm just kidding.
I am from Goa, and where if you know if there is a bright side, there's always a dark side of to
If
a
you ask
place.
me, if you ask me, see, I've been to Switzerland. I've been to
Hmm.
Berlin, Stuttgart. But if you ask me,
Hmm.
which is your favorite,
Destination.
destination or a place where you feel at home, I would always say Goa, hands down Goa.
So you
So yeah,
like Goa or you like the people of Goa?
everything about Goan vibes. The food is amazing.
Hmm. We should go then next time together
Yeah, yeah,
to a
definitely,
haunted place.
definitely.
Muskan is saying I'll only narrate if Hani joins.
I doubt Honey will join.
That will never happen, to be honest, Muskan. So you can forget that that is even possible. Yeah, I
Desmond,
was.
I have a
Yeah,
question for you.
yes.
Did the Stree movie, wasn't it based in Bangalore?
Yeah,
It was.
Bangalore.
B Bangalore.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I
that
am
was
in
I think
Bangalore. I'm
when
dying to find out where it is.
no, but I feel that was an urban legend. It was not 100%. See, the Stree movie, the only concept was taken from that, but what they showed in the movie was not 100% true. That was just made
No,
up.
they used to say like Naleba, it seems. Like I don't know proper Kannada,
Nalla
so
Bale, Nalla
that was
Bale, which means come to know.
Naleba.
yeah,
Naleba is
yeah,
basically
something
coming
they used
tomorrow.
to say.
All the South Indians woke up and started saying this.
Well,
I
we
don't
don't.
know. I mean, I just read about it somewhere because I was planning to do Haunted Bangalore, and that time I saw that okay, this movie, the story of this movie was taken from Bangalore. So I'm like, okay, I'm here. I want to see where is this place.
So the concept was they used to write outside the house, right?
Yeah, they used to write outside the house.
But
Okay, I
I,
need to do research.
as per
So let
my
me give
research,
you some details. So
yes, yes.
Naleba, again, it's Naleba in Kannada means come tomorrow. This is an old legend. It's a folk, I mean, it's a legend that happened in Karnataka. And the history is that in 1920, when a plague or a pandemic struck India, people feared rats, particularly dead rats, in suburban Bengaluru. They believed superstitiously that plague infected rats won't enter their premises if they write on the doors and entrances. Plague was deadlier than anything at that point of time.
Oh,
People started playing mischief by describing it as people feared ghosts in rural areas and wrote on their doors and walls Nale Ba to deceive the ghosts. Then old people began to thrill or frighten the mischievous children by saying Nale Ba Bhuta will catch them if they don't obey. That is, the Nale Ba ghost will catch them if they don't obey. Rumor mongers play it again and again once in a decade or two. They frighten people that spooky Nale Babuta calls out to the names of the people at night, and whoever opens the door will be killed.
Oh,
Yeah, that is just a
this
rumor.
is
And then comes another legend, which is that in the 1990s, before Bengaluru became a vibrant and happening place that it is today, a witch used
hmm.
to roam the streets of the city and hunt for prey. As per the traditional story, sometimes popularly regarded as historical but unauthenticated, the witch would knock on the doors at night and call out to the person inside the voice of a loved one. Whoever was gullible enough to believe this would actually open the door and would die in the next 24 hours. Word
Oh,
spread, and soon it started being treated as the gospel truth. Panic spread among the people until a solution was found, which was Nale Ba. Nale Ba means come tomorrow in Kannada, which was written on the door to ward off evil spirits. It was believed that the witch would arrive, see the inscription, and then leave.
so nice. This ghost of witches, no, is reading and then she's listening also to them. Like, okay, I will come
Mhm.
tomorrow.
And coming to
Okay, one
Stree,
time is okay. What about every single night? She's
This
stupid also.
this you should, we should put this in office, on the
They
entrance of the
covered this
office.
in the
Come
movie.
tomorrow.
Wait, they covered this in the movie also.
Yeah.
coming to the Stree part of it, I think
Hmm.
Stree was inspired by this, plus some additional rumors, of course, and then they exaggerated it for the movie purpose. One
Yeah.
rumor that could have inspired Stree is sorry, there's a lot of background.
Yeah, yeah. Alex was there. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, in some areas like Karnataka and in Andhra, there was a story that one bridal girl lost her groom before marriage, committed suicide, and roamed like a ghost, searching towns and villages for him. There was a false threat spread that when the ghost of this girl knocks on any door and the residents open the door, it will enter and take away the elder male of the house by a sudden death. There is
Oh.
no there was no shortage of people spreading these stories, which is why everybody started putting a slogan Nale Ba on their doors. So many people in Karnataka write Nale Ba, and in Andhra they write Ostri Repura, which means hey woman, come tomorrow.
So this thing is there in Andhra also?
Both, yes, Karnataka and Andhra.
Wow.
But I heard one more version of this where this three used to knock the. I think so. They showed in the movie also. She used to knock the door, and then she used to imitate or she used to remove a voice of the family member. So they used to assume that it is someone from the family, and then when they used to open the
No,
door,
not
then
knock. She used to stand behind the person and she used to call. She used to call three times.
Mm-hmm.
something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
She
I
used to
still
have
feel
that sexy voice and then she used to call guys three times. She used to call them. So if
this
you
was in the
turn the
movie as
third
well, right?
time, i- no, this was only in the movie. I don't know the real story. I just heard it from Swati. I knew that it's from Bangalore, but I didn't reach haunted Bangalore yet
Mm.
when
It's
I
quite
do it.
interesting. Quite interesting. This also.
Our Indian stories are far more interesting, but the problem is that there is not a lot of information online. You just
Mm.
get like one paragraph of information, and that paragraph will be rewritten in different platforms. So you
Hmm.
don't get a lot of information. And there are a lot of haunted highways, and people say don't go on highways. You will see a ghost in a white sari. That's it. That's all that's written. Nothing else.
Every highway has some different ghost, but with one common thing: white sari. Maybe the theme is only that for all the ghost, white sari. So that
Is it
will
Mm.
that
be.
we are not supposed to cover a lot of horror things in India? Because in abroad, if you see, like you have Ed and Lorraine Warren so much in detail.
Yeah,
Why don't
we
we
do
have in
the
detail here?
Indian version of Ed and Lorraine, no, that which is Sarbajit Mohante and Pooja Vijay. But in short, I think so. India and Indians, they don't want to promote it.
But I get so many messages from people asking me to cover Indian cases, to
Hmm.
talk about Indian horror stuff, and to do it in Hindi. Doing it in
Hmm.
Hindi is not the problem. Where to get the information from?
That is the thing. That's the otherwise the best thing is you have to go and visit these places, speak to all the locals and get the information. That's the
I don't
best
think the
solution.
locals also would know. This is more like a passed down information.
Yeah,
Only a
but
few would actually.
even the
So
locals
something
you yeah,
so
yeah.
something happened to me when I was in my PU, my 11th standard. Okay.
Hmm.
So I went walking with my cousin just randomly. We went walking and then we reached this abandoned place. And it looked very scary. I mean, when you're in 11th standard, these such kind of things will look scary to you. It was abandoned, it was all dirty and dusty. And then she told me, you're not supposed to cross this threshold. If you go and touch something, then there will be a curse, and this curse would never get lifted. And she scared me so much that, I was like, okay, I'm not going there. And then I just came running back. And then I went and told my aunt, which was her mom. And we started talking about it, and she's like, yes, that place is, cursed. You are not supposed to go to that place. I don't know where that place is. It's years ago, but I still remember. Like, I kept asking her, like, why is it cursed? Who cursed it? What is the backstory? She said, I don't know. It's cursed. She just said it's cursed. She doesn't know anything, any other backstory. So I think that's the problem with everyone here. They know that a place is cursed, but they don't know why.
Hmm. And the story is being passed on with half information and till it reaches us we don't know why. What is the
Now
main
she
reason.
told me, no, she told me, don't touch the gate, don't touch the place, don't, cross. And I remember, putting one leg forward and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna jump. So now imagine she told me this, I'm telling this to you. I don't know where that property is. I don't remember. But if I did, then I would tell you. And then, of course, like people would be listening, they will also know. And then they will also think that, okay, that property is haunted. But
Hmm.
why is it haunted?
No
And
one
who knows,
knows.
someday somebody will write it somewhere, maybe the blog or somewhere, and then that property will officially be haunted.
Yeah, but
So
talking about places in India and the haunted places, maybe we should start checking out books in the sense, there are a lot of authors who have written, Indian authors who has written about places in India where they have done well research. Basically, if you do, I feel that maybe we'll not get the complete information, but if we do in-depth research by talking to people, not on Google, maybe newspaper articles or something, then we might get some information. Because I was talking about Goa, and then Alex told me that Goa is beautiful. I was talking about this place, which is the Demelos Villa, which I also told many times on the live stream that if you search on Google, there is a different story. But then whenever it comes to Goa, I know people in Goa, so I'm speaking to my cousins, I'm speaking to this one, that one. Whenever I visit India, also I go to Goa, I speak to different kind of people. But when you're researching, you should not speak to anyone. You should speak to the elders who know more information specifically about their village. Because this Demelo's villa, apparently on Google there is a different story, but the story what I heard from the locals, and these people have been staying when people used to stay, when the Demelo family used to stay from that time. Some of them were kids that time and now they have become old. So this is also apparently one of the haunted places, or one of the haunted villas in India. And off lately it has become famous. But now if you try to search on Google, you will not get it easily, because every second person's name is Demelo, and everyone has a villa in Goa. So
somebody made a really scary travel reel about Demelo's villa. I remember seeing it.
yeah.
And a friend of mine shared it, and she was like, you can try this for 3 a.m. It's fun. It's just a person walking inside, but it's the scary music and the effects and
Mhm.
the color grading that makes it very scary.
So apparently it's just a broken villa right now. So this story is that there were two brothers. The parents passed away, and now both the brothers were fighting for the property. and in that anger, one brother killed another brother, and then eventually the one who killed the other brother, he lived there for a couple of years, and then even he passed away, but he did not have a uh, how do I say, a happy life. He always had a trouble life, and then financially also he was going through a lot of things. So eventually he died, but no one got married. So the family did not extend, like there was no further family, no bloodline. So that is why no one could repair the villa, and then it was just kept there. And then people started making news that, okay, this is a broken villa, no one is staying for so many years, so it is haunted. So these are two different things. People say that, Demelo villa is haunted, but the locals, they say that it's not really haunted. It's just two stories are combined together: a murder, true crime story, and a fictional horror story which is combined together, and that is why they have made it. But some people do feel the presence. It is haunted, but you will not, if you go there in the morning also, if you go there in the evening also, nothing will happen to you. Because when Pooja Vijay, the psychic, and Sarbajit Mohanty went there, they felt a presence there. That's it. But it is just okay, you go in the morning, you go in the evening, it's just fine. Nothing will happen.
So
Apparently, I being from Goa, I did not go there. That's the strange part.
I took a ghost tour in Oxford,
Hmm.
and this ghost tour was after 6. They took us walking through. It was just four of us with with the guide. They took
Hmm.
us to all the haunted places over there, and it just didn't seem scary. It was just like, he was telling us the story, and he was trying to say it in a very scary tone, but it
Hmm.
just didn't seem like, okay, this place is, actually like haunted. It is said to be haunted. They are they are the most popular haunted places in Oxford, but it
Hmm.
just didn't seem that scary. And by the time we finished the tour, it was dark, so we were on haunted property after sunset, so you
That
can
is
imagine.
all. It's an atmosphere which they make, like, to make it more creepy and for people to come for this. Like, there is something called as ghost tourism as well. So
Yes,
people,
I took that. That's what. After taking that one, it was, first of all, it was expensive, and after
hmm,
taking that one, I realized, okay, I don't want to take in any other city. I would much rather read from a book and then go and see the place, because you can't enter a place. You just get to see from out, and then they'll point at. But I don't think this thing is there in India, because in India people don't openly talk about haunted places or haunted
there
stuff.
is ghost tourism is there. I was talking
Where
about
I
this
would love to go.
paranormal investigator. I will send you there. This
No, but
Sarbajit
these are
Mohanty
like
and this.
single investigator, right? This is
Yeah.
a single investigator. This, I'm talking about groups that are being taken.
No, no, groups only. They take a group of 20, 25 people. They go to different places in India, different states as well. They had gone to Goa, then Delhi, Rajasthan, different places. So it's quite interesting. And every year on 31st of October, they have like a festival where they invite all the people from the horror community, the writers, directors, XYZ, this, that, and all. I think so. 2 years before, they had invited me as well to host the event, but I was here, so I could not go there. But it's an interesting thing what they do.
Where is it? Which state?
The ghost tourism or
Yeah,
the ghost
both of
tourism? Ghost tourism, they do different states. You just follow their page, so you'll get to know. And the event, it happens in Mumbai because they are based in Mumbai. So
Send me the
yeah,
link. I would really like to know.
I will send you the link. Anyways, we will move ahead. Anything more, Nikita or Swati, for any other haunted places? We spoke about a lot of places. Is there anything which we are missing? There was one thing in Northeast. Haunted TV
After
in.
talking so much, I feel like all the haunted places have similar backstories.
Yeah. There is a place I had covered the story as well.
It
Basically, in Bhutan,
uh,
okay, Bhutan. In Bhutan, there is a haunted television.
wow.
Yeah. When you finish your Bhutan trekking holiday, there is a small village in Bhutan where this is quite famous, where a lot of people go there to see this haunted television. It's quite creepy.
Is it like
But
that scary movie, The Ring?
nay, 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 nay.
No,
It's
Ring.
just an old TV which is not working. They just must have said it's haunted. It's I don't
Okay,
know,
I need to do research.
some things are there which they just must have said that it is haunted. I don't think so. Anyways, so I think so we are done for tonight's live stream. We spoke about a lot of haunted places. uh Swati, Alex, do you guys have anything? If not, then we can end the live stream.
I think we did quite a bit today. We did
Yeah.
historical places, we did even current ones that you can visit, and we did
Hmm.
a movie inspired one. So we covered quite a bit.
Yes, in case, guys, whoever is watching, in case if we have missed any of the haunted places, please let us know.
There's plenty more for sure. That is not
Yeah.
going to, I mean, that cannot be covered in one episode. There's plenty more.
There can
Yeah.
be a part two.
Definitely.
But this Romits had said, no, Tripura in the state of Northeast. I really want to know. Romit, if you're there, or maybe next live stream, you can just come. Maybe I'll research and see. Because, the interesting fact about this small villages in the outskirts of India, there are some creepy stories which, till now it's not there on Google anywhere. So it becomes very interesting for people from there join the live stream and share such stories.
Borok Times is a paper. What's the haunted place?
You can check in the website called as Borok Times. Website it's called as Borok Times. Okay,
Okay.
let us check. Good information for all of us, so we can create more content on this. Anyways, we are done. So thank you everyone, thank you Alex, thank you everyone for joining in. Romit, Jasmine, Muskan, Priyanka, I'm not sure who all came. There was someone called as P also. So thank you everyone for joining in. Hani, I cannot forget. If you guys are new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe. Please don't forget to like the stream. And you can also follow Nikita. She has her own podcast, 3 a.m. Fear podcast. Her link is there in the description. Also, Swati, she has her own podcast called as Desi Horror. Even her link is there. Her Spotify link is there in the description. So please go follow everyone. Alex, thank you for joining in. And I hope you are following Nikita and Swati. So please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And thank you, Priyanka. Super fun episode. Thank you, Priyanka. Thank you, everyone. We shall see you in our next live stream. Thank you and good night.
Good night. Thanks, everyone.
Good night.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Good night.